All right. So I'm responding to an email. And let me see if I can get this up right here. Oh, okay. Mr. Lizard Man, love the videos. I see that you run the Jeweled Lotus in a tricolored commander deck. This seems a bit inefficient. Why don't you run it in your Selvala Heart of the Wilds, where the 3 mana could go to better use? That is a good question. And I appreciate that question. And I will tell you, you're absolutely right. In Selvala, that would really be great. The reason I don't is I only have one Lotus. I did have a Lotus in Selvala, but I found that as good as that was, the Lotus in Kalia the Vast is way more useful. And I too have heard why do you run that in the 3 color? You hear that from people that don't understand fast mana. So this enables me to play Kalia of the Vast on turn 1, this Lotus. Even if it just takes out, you see, one of these. So then on turn 1, I'm going to definitely have that mana available. So the Lotus can take out 1 in any of those. So that is highly desirable. Now, in a deck like right here, see that? Same thing, like the Lotus, any one color. So you're basically going to get these bigger commanders out turn 1 with 2 mana on board. So you're going to have a land that is definitely not going to come into play tapped. If you're running a Jeweled Lotus, your land's not coming in tapped on turn 1. And you will have mana available. So that being said, turn 1 commander plays are enabled via Jeweled Lotus. So, yes, turn 1, can I get 3 mana just from the Lotus? Yeah, I can get Selvala out turn 1. The Lotus, very efficient. 3 green mana. Boom. That's efficient, I will say. Would I like to run one in there? I would. But I want to be clear, are you guys familiar with the term 75% commander decks that are 75% optimized? Like Kalia the Vast here is a CEDH deck, kind of, but it's 85% optimized. This is about 78% optimized. So adding this to that kind of brings this over the threshold. Like running Jeweled Lotus and Selvala pushes over that threshold, in my opinion, where it is overpowered for the play groups in which I want to play Selvala. And that being said, I played Selvala, in CEDH play groups, and nothing's wrong with before a game, switching the Jeweled Lotus over into the deck you're going to be using. So if you want to use a Jeweled Lotus, yeah, do it. And don't let anybody tell you, if you feel like that fast mana, that's not dumb to take off 2 mana of the casting cost of commanders that are rather expensive. There's nothing silly or dumb, buddy, about using a Jeweled Lotus to get your commander out turn 1. So if you're feeling good about that, you go ahead and do it. And I'd say if you want to do that, do it. And certainly, if your play group's okay, I say get proxies. Just because I don't get them, I have nothing against them. I totally encourage them. It's just that I don't have a binder that I collect Magic cards in. My decks are my collection. So the decks I play are the collection. So I collect within the parameter of cards I'm going to use, if that makes sense. So my collection is kind of narrowed to cards that I'm going to use. So therefore, there's nothing dead weight, just sitting in a binder. If anything's sitting around, from time to time, I have thousands of Magic cards in my possession, but this is a transition. Here at Lizards of the Toast is a place where Magic cards transition into the next player's hands. We don't take many ourselves here. We are a transitory place for wayward Magic cards. Anyways, man, I have too much